Alright. 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 We got something a little bit different than usual on today's video of tech and gaming reviews. Now, this is something that I think other consumers and just other people in general might be having. And it ain't just with this particular store, but it's probably with other stores and other places as well, you know, and such and all that. But yesterday, alright, at our local Best Buy, one of our two local Best Buys, because we actually have two local Best Buys that are exactly the same distance apart from us. So, one of those local Best Buys, alright, so, a store manager at that location absolutely, gave us the rude, statement, the rude comment, such, right in front of our face. And he basically said that we're not allowed to return or exchange anything ever again. So, he told us that if we get a bad product, even if it's something like a TV, a gaming PC, or a monitor, or whatever, the list goes on of whatever technology related that they sell, we don't have the privilege to get our money back or exchange or anything. So if it's broken, we have to accept it. And that is not very good customer service, and especially customer rights. So, I contacted customer service, not from a certain individual location or a select few stores or whatever, but customer service that is the main company as a whole that owns the whole company. If you, for an example, a TV, for an example, if you call Samsung or LG, you can call a certain office that is their, main, company itself, and it doesn't matter if it's for, a TV, a washer and dryer, a refrigerator, a heating solution, whatever. Once you call that company, you are calling for about anything that they make. So, that's actually what we did with Best Buy this time. Instead of it being a certain store or a certain select few stores, we actually called the company up as a whole. And they actually did stand up for us and told us that he had no right to literally sit there and rudely say that to our face at the counter, the where you purchase, and they got the computers and such when you're getting ready to either buy something or look up something or, ask questions, when you're getting ready to purchase something and they're at the computers, literally did not have no right to sit there and tell us we don't have an option to exchange and return. And here's where it gets very interesting and a little bit more on the business side of things that, bad business practice, I should say. And this is basically turning against his own business. And I think that is what customer service did not like. So, he basically also told us that he doesn't care if we don't buy nothing. Even when after we said, well, then we won't get you your money if you're going to give us a broken product like that. He literally straight up said, I don't care if you do or not. And that right there is not very good business at all. That right there, they could have got money. You get it? So I think that's another thing that customer service did not like. And like I mentioned, there's plenty of other people that are having the same experience probably with stuff like this, and it not just being a Best Buy store, but it could be like other stores like Walmart, heck, even like places like gaming related, like Sony, Microsoft would refuse to give, companies, or well, people, I should say, gamers, refunds and whatnot. And I mean, it is human nature that people have to go through this. But that just was not right, for one, to have somebody say that. Here's where it kind of does get a little bit interesting, all right? We are a big TV person. As you've known, for if you have been a subscriber to this channel for at least the last 2 to at most 3 years, you know that we love to purchase TVs. And we love to have very, very nice ones. Well, there has been some that we've had to return and get exchanged because they either had something like dead, dark fading in black pixels on a few parts of the screen, like our Sony X90J that we bought back in January 2022. And then we bought 2 Samsung TVs that had burn-in and like slightly, real bad uniformity where you can see a part of the screen like be dim or whatever, and then the other bits of the screen would be bright, but then you have a rectangle in the very center that is like dimmed. And I am going to let you know, like, we tried to play GTA 5 on that, and that TV was the QN90A. We got an open box because that's all they had, and they did not get a new one until like a couple weeks later and such. So before that happened, we was able to get basically a brand new one to exchange while paying the extra $300 from an open box to a new one. We did get lucky. And then, like I mentioned, we had another Samsung that had the same issue, but it was actually a bit worse, where it was actually like individual, like vertical bands, where you have like a slight rectangle of bright, dark, bright, dark, bright, dark through the screen. And what makes this very interesting, I messed up saying that word there, but what makes this like very fishy and odd is they look at our past and they literally look at that as there was nothing wrong with them. And we as the consumer actually did have some issues. Like I mentioned, the X90J Sony, we had some little like dots, I said bots there almost, but we had like little dots of like fading in, like black, dark, like little pixel, whatever related issues that we were told that it was. And then we had some uniformity issues on 2 Samsung TVs, a QN800A 8K TV, and then a QN90A 4K. And that's not all. We also have had other issues on like a LG NanoCell 85 that had a bunch of, real bad uniformity when it comes to like, black levels and such. We had an issue such as that. And it's just very, very fishy that they like to count those as they actually worked. And then here's where it gets even weird. Not even a year ago, last year in the month of May, we had an open box LG C2 that we got for a very good discount, right? Before they put up the new 2023 C3 model that we just recently got last month. Well, basically 2 months ago, I should say. And guess what? When we got the C2 delivered, it didn't even turn on. Yeah, isn't that odd? And Best Buy likes to assume that their products that you bought were okay, and then not, go after you and tell you you can't return and exchange any more purchases, and not just being with TVs, but anything. And we've had to exchange one monitor a few years ago because we restart our PC one day, and then all of a sudden the whole screen was messed up and we could not fix it. And right there is another thing, something we didn't have control over. So yeah, something's not right with the certain Best Buy store that we have. And there are some people that, like certain people that are like store managers and like higher ups and whatever, they will do stuff like that to certain consumers that they don't like, or they like to assume stuff. But yeah, when you think about all that stuff, it adds up and it shows like how bad they don't like their business. You get it? Because at the same time, why would somebody purchase something like a monitor, like a TV, anywhere between $500 upward to $2,000 if there's going to be a problem with them? Now, there's been lots of items that we bought from them, including especially TVs, that had no issues, especially right as soon as we got them with the very first unit of that particular model. Like our Sony X90K, for an example. That's one of the TVs that we purchased, did not have to take back, that had a perfect picture, no issues, and it still does. And this bad boy is going to be turning 2 years old this October 12th of 2024. And it is still going strong right now. So, yeah, we've bought some, a lot of them I should say, more than we've had to actually exchange in return. But it is kind of fishy when you think about it, that they just want to assume that the stuff's not broken when you had a C2 that didn't turn on, and you had two Samsungs that had really bad uniformity, or well, bad light bleed, or whatever you call it, where you had certain elements of like certain rectangular parts of the screen being slightly brighter and darker, and then playing certain games with that being it, basically so noticeable and distracting and such. Like, I'll admit this. When we were playing on our QN90A, on GTA 5, on the PlayStation 5, or actually, no, I think we played it on our Xbox Series X, but when we looked at the sun off that game with having that, uniform burn-in, whatever uniform stuff, or whatever the heck it's called, it definitely was not that great. It was not a great experience. And then the same thing goes for our 8K that had little mini rectangular shapes across the whole screen, where it was brighter, dark, brighter, dark, brighter, dark. And that was also not very good, especially playing Last of Us Part 2 on our PlayStation 4 Pro on it, which the clarity looked good, but when it came to the uniform and burn-in issues that it had, that also didn't look good. And then having a Sony X90J that had little dark, dots on the screen, like it had 4, 5, 6, whatever, and it was here, 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 here. It was a few close to the center of the screen. So it's just what the heck is the point of even selling stuff and then going after a consumer for just assuming that they were okay, and they, this is just ridiculous. This is just ridiculous when you really think about it. But like I mentioned, we're not the only person that it's, Best Buy has probably done it to. There's probably countless of people that Best Buy has probably done it, to, with certain people, even if they buy the same stuff we like, TVs, or they buy gaming PCs, and they just like to have a certain different type of gaming PC because they want to try out different, whatever. There's people that have their own hobbies. And it's not just with Best Buy, but they have it with other stores too, where other stores will also take advantage of consumers like that, and that are diehard loyal fans to that particular company. So, yeah, our local Best Buy, this store manager that owns it, literally threatened us and rudely said it to our face that we do not have the right to exchange or return or get a refund for whatever we purchase in the future, even if it is another TV or something completely different. And he said forever. And that is another thing that I don't think customer service really liked. But on the good news, customer service said we have the right to exchange, get a refund, or whatever, as long as it's not, broken, like damage-wise, like we did damage or whatever to like a screen. If it's still like it is when you get it out of the box, as long as it's like that, which that is how our stuff is, we have the right to return in an exchange or whatever. And it doesn't matter. They said we can do it as many times as we want. Luckily, we're actually not going to do that. If we decide to do TVs, we're only going to do a couple of them a year if we do. But that's not going to be the case, because if you remember yesterday's video with our Sony TV that we got ordered, and we actually got that bad boy coming in this coming up Monday. So this Monday is when you will be able to find out what the TV and the model number is going to be. So when it comes to future TVs, I'm going to stand by it that this is our last one, our final one that we're going to get for a good while. So you don't have to worry about that. But if something does change in the next year or two, well, a guy at another location said that we can only do 2 exchanges or returns, in a year. And I stand by him. I see why that is the case, because it in a way is a business move. But a guy sitting there telling you you can't never do it ever again on anything forever, that's not good for business, and that's a little bit way too harsh to a customer. And that, I'm pretty sure that kind of stuff can get a person fired. Like, not even kidding. But other than that, that's going to pretty much do it for this video. So I just wanted to share this info to you guys on today's video of what happened. And this is, like I stated, it's an ongoing thing with not just Best Buy, but it's with like other companies, with other loyal customers and such. They will do whatever to take advantage of them like that. And honestly, it's not right at all, and it'll never be. But yeah, we got threatened, rudely sent to her right in front of our face from one of our local Best Buys that we don't have the right to return or exchange or anything like that. And as much as I said the store of where it was to customer service, and I gave them not the guy's name because I didn't know it, but I did give the best information I could, like, close to it. And I think they might have actually started an investigate over there. And yeah, it's just not right. And customer service definitely was not happy about it either. And they said if we ever have any issues like that again, to contact them. So luckily, the great news is we got backup. We got some help. We also got help with another company called Progressive Leasing that we now do our TVs and such on, where we can make payments on, and we got them to help too if Best Buy decides to like not do anything or whatever if we get a broken product. So we actually got 2 different sides to help with us. So just figured I'd share this a little bit of an information for you guys. I mumbled there for a second, but yeah, just figured I'd make this a quick video for you guys and share some information as to what happened. Let us know in the comment section down below if you have experienced anything like this, especially when it comes to technology related. If you've had anything like this with stores like not just Best Buy, but like Walmart, GameStop, or freaking Target, or whatever, just let us know in the comment section down below if you've had experience like this where a certain store basically said, like you can't get your refund if something's broke, and literally just told you in front of your face. So yeah, just let us know in the comment section down below if you've had experience like this with other stores and not just Best Buy. So yeah, just let us know in the comment section down below. But stay tuned in for that Sony TV review video that will start Monday with the unboxing video and all that good stuff. So rate, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next video. So, peace.